So we are going to look at heartbreak as a soul initiation. This wasn't the end. It was my threshold into self-belonging. What this really is, a return to soul loyalty, a clearing of inherited romantic myths. Talk about this. A consecration of your boundaries, voices, and needs. A death of the part of you that thought love had to be earned. You don't have to earn love. So, we are going to go through heartbreak as soul initiation. What does it really mean when you go through a heartbreak? This wasn't the end. It was my threshold into self-belonging. So, the first part is initiation, which equals to invitation plus threshold. What does this mean? It means you're being initiated when you no longer seek closure. Let things fall apart. Let people move on. I don't think there is any closure you will ever get when it comes to heartbreak. People know what they're doing. That is the choice they have made. They don't want to talk about it. You don't need closure. You stop seeking mirrors. You want love, but not at the cost of alignment. You don't want a love that costs you at the, takes from you, takes your energy. You are always stressed. You are always in trouble. It's just not worth it. So the first step is initiation, which is equal to invitation and threshold. You are being initiated when you no longer seek closure, you stop seeking mirrors, and you want love, but not at the cost of alignment. The teaching point here today is the ache was never the problem. It was the portal. You didn't fail to love. In fact, most of us gave way beyond. You graduated from a lesser version of it. When you no longer perform love, you meet it. Because you're not playing these games. You're being authentic in your love. So, examples of initiation. Listen to this. Saying no very early on without guilt. Instead of waiting to say no when 10, 100 boundaries have been crossed. Another example of initiation is no longer spiritualizing red flags. This is, oh, he has childhood trauma, oh, this happened, oh, he didn't mean it. It's not up to you to live with the brunt of somebody else's problems and pain. Another example of initiation, feeling more, not less, from clarity, because now you feel more. Listen to this one. Finding peace in solitude, not loneliness. Finding peace in solitude, not loneliness. What you say to yourself, I did not lose my person. I became my own person. To show you the initiation markers that you're being initiated, that you're being invited, and you're being taken into the threshold, the markers are very clear. Number 1, the initiation of no return. I saw clearly, I can't unsee it. There is no explanation behind some of these behaviors. You saw it clearly and you cannot unsee it. That is an initiation marker that is very clear. Number 2, the initiation of soul loyalty. I don't choose pain just because it's familiar. How did we reach a point where love is equated to pain? It is better to not Love them than to go through burning your nervous systems because you believe that pain that is so familiar is so good, because without it you don't know what else to do. Number 3, the initiation of real love. If it costs my self-respect, it's too expensive. If it costs my self-respect, it's too expensive. I don't want it. The journal prompts here, I have my own rituals that I do, but the journal prompts here, I'm going to do this later after the video. The journal prompts here, take your pen again. What truth did heartbreak initiate in me? Write that down and ask that question. What version of love am I no longer available for? Please write it down. What new standards is emerging in me? One I won't apologize for. Now you know better. If your soul is speaking to you, it's telling you this is not right, you are going to have to cut that off immediately. So the reminder today on this part of soul initiation is, this wasn't the end. It was me becoming the one I waited for. It's not the end. So, this 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to go through the heartbreak you secretly needed. Heartbreak didn't just happen to me. A part of me called for it because I was too tired to keep performing love. I know this because at some point I kept asking myself, is there anything more than this? Sleep, eat, have sex, good morning, I love you. What? Is there anything more to all this? So your heart secretly, part of you secretly called for heartbreak. We rarely speak about the shadowed side of the heartbreak, the part of you that needed it to end completely. Because while you are loving them, you are also betraying yourself. A good love feels good, comfortable, kind, patient. It's not mad with drama and some crazy stuff, no. So you are hoping they'd stay, but deep down you are also hoping they'd leave so you wouldn't have to. So what is the ache beneath the ache? What you grieved wasn't just the relationship. It was the version of you who tolerated the ache. The girl who bent to be enough. The woman who softened her nose to stay kept. I didn't lose them. I lost the illusion that being half loved, half held was better than being alone. The rage we swallow. Let me tell you how angry I was. I was angry at myself. Not for staying, because the second time it happened, we are not doing that over here. Like when you had your voice trembling every time you asked for clarity and still didn't leave. That is when the anger begins. You are also angry at them for never choosing you fully. Like when they said, I'm not ready for taking all of your softness for months. The rage we swallow at the world for teaching you that pain means passion. Like every time someone said, at least he comes back to me, as if love should be earned through pain. But rage is not distraction. It is the threshold. When transmuted, it becomes boundary. Respect your anger. Respect your anger all the time. The closing prompts today, take a pen. What truth did heartbreak finally make undeniable? What part of you finally came home because they left? The true break, the heartbreak wasn't the end. It was the exit from the performance. You are always enough. You were giving your enoughness to someone who couldn't recognize it because you hadn't fully recognized it either. But now you do. Now you do.